Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be working in my sketchbook, and I wanted to kind of revisit a kind of like set of colors as well as a method that I used to draw with back in my kind of like uni days. In between classes, I would always find different photos of 17 and kind of just doodle them, but I always carried around I think it's like a blue alcohol marker and kind of like a peachy toned alcohol marker. And I always had the Prismacolor Coal Erase pencils, and I had one in the color blue and one in carmine. But today we are going to be using the Ohuhu markers. So these are the ones that have the chisel tip and the brush tip. And I chose out a pale pastel blue as well as a pink. I'll leave the little color codes or whatever they have for them on the screen as well. And then for line work, we are going to be using just a Magic Fly dual tip marker, the fine liner side, in the color kind of like a warmer medium blue. So today's sketches, I am going to be sketching 17. So basically this is the day after the first day of Carrot Land, which is like 17's fan meeting kind of, I don't know if you call it a concert or a show, but it's like a fan meeting. So it's like they do songs, they also do games, some like pre-recorded videos stuff as well, and it's really fun, and it's super duper long, so I'm kind of like super tired right now. But I took a bunch of screenshots and I kind of wanted to do a few doodles of them, and I decided that I wanted to use alcohol markers just because I wanted to see if I liked the flatter look compared to the water-based markers, which I tend to doodle with. And because this sketchbook has thicker paper, I thought I could kind of freely use the markers without having too much worry of the bleed through being too jarring, which I was correct. Because these colors are on the pastel side, very pale, it didn't leave too much of a jarring bleed through on the other sides, so I can still use the other side kind of just freely. But I definitely want to do another spread or two. I don't know if I'll do it for 17 for the next 2 days of Carrot Land, because as I'm recording this, I'm actually waiting for day 2 to happen. But it happens at like 3 a.m. for me, and right now it's like 12 a.m., so I have a couple of hours to wait. But I actually really enjoy the flat look of the alcohol markers. So in the past, like I said, I had 2 colors that I like to use, which is the blue and the pink, which happen to be Carrot colors, which is like 17's fandom colors, and I always think they look super cute together, and I feel like it's hard to go wrong with pastel colors in general anyways. But the flat look and then doing some kind of line work on top, I think is always very fun. Previously, like in my old sketchbooks where I've done this method and I used the Prismacolor Coal Erase, I actually did the sketches pretty much just like fully rendering how I usually do my pencil drawings, and then I kind of filled in certain areas with either the pink or the blue. Sometimes I use the pink more with the carmine color because I thought it suited it better. So for these kinds of spreads where I choose minimal colors, and I kind of like to match the colors so that they look a little bit cohesive together, so either picking a color combination or trying to match the line work color to match the 2 colors that I tend to use. And I think because I just used the pink and the blue, it became very simple. So this session actually took me not really much time to work on. Previous like sessions that I've done in the past took a little bit of a longer time to do, as well as the fact that I think I usually use more than 3 colors, maybe like around 3 to 5 colors, but this one became super simple. So any darker colors, cool colors, or black was kind of made the blue color, which is majority of the spread, and any of the warmer colors or lighter colors I made the kind of like pinkish kind of peachy tone. So usually when I'm picking out color combinations, I do like having it be kind of similar to this color palette where I choose a warmer color and a cooler color if I'm drawing a person, just because the warmer color I tend to use for the skin tone and the cooler color I tend to use for like any of the darker areas. And I kind of do push the values a little bit if I need to by making the outlines or the line work a little bit darker. So I thought it'd be nice to use this kind of like medium warmer-ish blue for the entire spread. because I needed something to be dark enough so that it could stand out. But I thought that if I went with like a navy, it would be too close to black, which might be a little bit too jarring for this kind of pastel spread. Because like I mentioned, when I did kind of use these colors in the past, I actually matched the colors like with either red or blue, so it made a more kind of like hazier look and a lot more kind of monochromatic compared to these ones. I actually selected like a pale green and kind of like a peachy tone, or like a color that's kind of like peach-ish, leaning more towards yellow, to see if I could do that for Maseki. And hopefully next week I'm actually gonna see if I can pick out some colors for Koji, probably Koji first, who's my OC, because I tend to color him with 3 different colors, tends to be like the primary colors, but I think it would be fun to do that kind of with more of a pastel look. So because Koji has like blonde hair, he wears a lot of navy blue and red, so it'd be fun to kind of play around with kind of a softer look for them, because I tend to leave his color palette very much in the mid-tone, which maybe is why I don't really like his color palette as much. But hopefully I can draw him a little bit more, because I used to draw him a little bit more in the past when I was getting comfortable with his color palette. But because I think Masaki's color combination is still like my favorite, I love peaches with greenish colors, like kind of like anywhere between soft yellows to oranges or browns, and then anywhere from kind of like green to purple. I kind of make those the color combinations that I tend to use, and for the most part they're almost like opposite colors from each other. So like if I'm picking something a little bit more reddish orange, I'll pick more of a greener type of turquoisey color if I can, but if I lean towards more like blue, I would like to push more into like orange if I can. Obviously this one's kind of the exception. I kind of wanted the colors to be closer to like purple, so the kind of like pink tone that I chose is not quite too warm. Actually, now that I think about it, actually let me grab my sketchbook really quick. I think on camera they look a little bit cooler, but in my sketchbook it's a little bit more orangey, which I think is why it kind of matches with the blue a little bit nicer. But like I said, it's kind of hard to go too wrong or too off when using pastel colors, because for the most part they actually look all great together. But I definitely like mixing up the warmer colors and the cooler colors if I can, and kind of keeping them separate so I can have kind of more of a warmer tone for the face, if anything, because I like making the face look like it has a little bit of like blush or like filling the inside of the mouth. So in context, usually it's a warmer color compared to like maybe using blue for the skin might not look as nice, depending on your color palette, obviously, because sometimes as long as you have enough contrast, things will read correctly. But yeah, for the most part, when I do the line work though, I like to block out or try to thicken some of the lines to be a lot darker so that they can really pop from the page. And I like doing this with the text as well if I can. Oftentimes, like when I do kind of like what I consider like doodle pages or like doodle dumps, sketch pages kind of feeling, where I kind of do a conglomeration of different sketches kind of in a collage-ish way, I definitely like having contrast as well as adding text. And previously in like other sketchbooks, I kind of treated it as a, not like a journal, or I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of like recording events in a certain way with just minimal indication of what it is. So sometimes I put like maybe the concert's name or like the year, and like if it's from like a series or an episode, I would put the episode's name or like the concept or something like that. Or if I'm drawing the 17 members, I like to log usually the members or like the performances or something on the page. So it's kind of fun to add text here and there. And if I do have like a lot of time and I want to put like a lot of effort into the spread, sometimes I go on to like, I think it's like 1001fonts.com, and I just like browse different fonts and then sketch it out in my sketchbook if I want to match like a certain aesthetic, because that can be fun too. But for the most part, I tend to do like bubble letters or like blocky letters and do a drop shadow to make them stand out. Yeah, but I feel like the Carrotland font was very cute. I do like the cloud little bumpy aesthetic for the text, and I think it's very cute. So I did try to match that a little bit. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna do other spreads for the other 2 days. I'm trying my best not to take too many screenshots for the concert. I don't know, I called it a concert, but like the fan meeting, and it's like, I don't know, it's just that 17 does give me a lot of serotonin, and maybe I should have talked about the different doodles that I did. So kind of going from like left to right. From the bottom left, I drew Wonu, so that's from like the Pretty You stage, so he has like the little book during the intro. And then above him is Dogyam, also from the Pretty You stage. I think for the most part all the outfits are from the Pretty You, My. I'm trying to think what other songs they performed during like debate night, or like logical debate night. I keep forgetting what it's called. It's called Lonely Night, I think. So I kind of had mostly those outfits because they have more of a cooler aesthetic, where it's kind of more navy blue, light blues, and white. So it's easy for me to kind of like delegate where I want to have different colors. Not exactly delegate. I don't think delegate was the right like word to describe it, but kind of like separate the different values and the different colors that I want, so that my spread doesn't become overwhelmingly one color. So under Dogyam's arm, I have Bonbongi, their little mascot, character made by Mingyu. And then above Dogyam's arm, I have D8 doing the little internet typing thing during Pretty You. On the right of D8, I have Mingyu during the debate night thing, because I think they're accusing him of something. He looked very frustrated. And then the one that I'm working on right now is Jonghan. So Jonghan, actually, I really want to do a digital piece for him because his hair is so fluffy and cute. I don't know if it's like a bother for him to have long hair again, but I think it does look really cute. And the way his bangs are like prettily framing his face is really, I don't know, it's just really pretty in a way. It looks very soft and delicate. I didn't draw it that way because I think I kind of forgot how I drew the bangs in my sketch, because I accidentally just closed all my references, and once I finished the coloring, I just went ahead and did the sketch or the line work afterwards without the reference. So his hair is probably not entirely accurate. I promise you, if you look up any photos like currently of him, he has like really cute soft I don't know how to explain it. It's not curtain bangs, it's like full bangs but super wispy. It's just really cute how it frames and it kind of curls around his face. Maybe, I don't know, I just think it looks really cute. So yeah, I haven't drawn 17 too much, especially on this channel recently, but they still give me like a lot of serotonin, and I love watching them just have fun. And a lot of the songs that they actually performed during the fan meeting was actually a lot of my favorite songs. I wish that they performed what is it called? Our Dawn is Hotter Than Day. I don't think it would fit the vibe from what they wanted, but I definitely wish they performed that because I really love that song too. Or Campfire. I like the soft kind of vibes for the song, but starting off with Pretty You and then going right into My was like absolutely the best, because Pretty You is like probably my favorite 17 song. It holds like a lot of like sentimental memories, but also it's like that one song, it's like if I'm ever like feeling down, if I listen to it, it just puts me in a better mood. It doesn't have to put me in a good mood, but it always like uplifts me just hearing it. So yeah, I really do love 17 a lot. Yeah, I'm just finishing off Mingyu. I did simplify Mingyu's face quite a bit, just probably because I ran out of room. So when I'm sketching, sometimes I pick out references keeping in mind like how I want them to be displayed on the page itself. But other times I kind of pick references as I go, so I don't really plan out the whole spread, which is what happened here. So I ran out of space above Dogyam's arm, which is why I opted to put D8, which kind of made more sense, a little bit of text, and a tinier Mingyu. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's color combination, which is very much 17's fandom colors, and enjoyed watching me just do a little bit of, I don't know, doodling. It's just fun to do this because looking back at the spreads later on makes me really happy, especially when the colors look kind of cute like this, and it's drawing people that I really enjoy I don't know, watching, seeing them become happy and stuff. I don't know. I just really love 17 so much. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's session, and I'll talk to you guys next time in the next video. Bye!